Hello, so this is my Will to League blog. So probably one of the first people who talked to me about feminism was my old boss Shelly in high school. I was a apprentice under her while she ran a glass jewelry and sculpture shop. And I just remember one time she asked me, do you think, your generation believes in, gender equality and stuff like that? And I was like, yeah, duh, why isn't that not a thing, And then we started talking about feminism. And I wasn't really sure back then if I did identify as a feminist or not, because it was just, one of those things where you hear so many bad things about feminists, so I wasn't sure. And then when I went to college and I started to go to UC Feminist, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely a feminist. I don't know why people think feminists are bad. So once I started going to UC Feminist and started going to all the discussions that they had, I definitely identified as a feminism, and I started to understand what feminism meant. And I think that I will never stop learning about feminism. I think it's such a expansive topic that there's so many things to learn about, so many different topics inside of feminism that I'll never fully understand the whole scope of feminism. So that's why I'm really excited to be in Will, because I get to learn more about it. So, yes. Leadership, my first kind of segue into leadership I would say in college would be through student government. I applied to be the director of disability services, which is now the director of accessibility services now. When I was a freshman, and I was going to be a sophomore, so I was applying to it as a freshman, but I would be serving out the term as a sophomore. And I got it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't think I was going to get it, and so that started right away. And so I tried reaching out to so many people, and finished out my initiative that I wanted to do, and I got really involved in it. But I also had struggles inside of that position as well, because I had a co-director as well, and things didn't go the way I wanted it to go and stuff like that. Not the things that I wanted to go, but just he took a lot of advantage of the viewpoint that I had, and also he kind of said that he did the majority of the work, or he talked the most during the meeting. When I was doing the majority of the work, I would say I was doing 2 times or 3 times more work than he was doing over our initiative, and it wasn't fair to me that I thought. And so by the time I reached out to someone in student government that this was happening, it was kind of too late, because it was almost the end of our terms. But then the next semester after that, I felt when I was on my own, and then this year as well, I felt like I was doing good without having a co-director. But I would be open to having another co-director too. It's just that it didn't work out in that instance. But I definitely learned a lot about leadership in student government, especially being a third year in student government, which doesn't happen a lot. And I learned a lot about trying not to micromanage as much, because I just feel like that's how people learn about leadership at first, just to micromanage and nitpick everything. And once you kind of go through a few years of that, or a few different experiences, you learn to kind of let go, trust more people and stuff like that. So I definitely learned more about leadership through those positions as well, and also through others. So yeah, those were my two kind of first understandings, then my understandings now about feminism and leadership.